The chief executive officer at Villarreal has come out and said that they want to keep Giovanni Lo Celso at the Spanish club, but talks are yet to begin with Spurs. Reports are stating that Chelsea have joined the race to sign Spurs target Richarlison. Reports are also stating that Spurs have just had a bid turned down for a fullback, and Juventus are interested in signing Lucas Moura this summer for €20 million. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button and also like and share. If you're listening to this on an audio platform, do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please do check out the channel sponsors, OneFootball, Zooch Converters, William Hill and Live Football on TV. Let's start with a report from the Metro newspaper. They are stating that Villarreal want Giovanni Lo Celso, but no talks with Tottenham as yet. The Villarreal chief executive officer has confirmed that he wants to bring Giovanni Lo Celso back to the club after his loan spell from Tottenham, but talks have not yet begun over a new deal for the midfielder. The 26-year-old spent the second half of last season on loan at Villarreal after falling out of favour under Antonio Conte at Spurs. He made 16 La Liga appearances and 6 more in the Champions League as the Spanish side made a surprise run to the semi-finals of the competition. The Villarreal Chiefs have admitted that they want to keep hold of the Argentina international, but with his contract at Spurs running until 2025, any deal will be complex and potentially very expensive. Although they have also admitted that he cannot be sure how discussions will go, as talks haven't even begun yet. Talking about the situation, Chief Executive Officer at Villarreal said Lo Celso is a player who has been happy here and has made us happy, so we would like to continue together. He is a Tottenham player and it is a very complicated operation as of now. We're not even in talks. A report has just been published by the Daily Mail and they are stating that Chelsea joined Tottenham in the race for Richarlison as they look to kick off their new era at the club by beating their London rivals to Everton's £50 million rated star, with both clubs desperate to close the gap on Manchester City and Liverpool. In this report, it says that Chelsea and Tottenham are reportedly both eyeing moves for Richarlison. Everton are set to demand in excess of £50 million for the Brazilian forward. Richarlison's current deal with the Merseyside club is set to expire in 2024, and the 25-year-old scored 10 Premier League goals for the Toffees last season. In this report, it says that Antonio Conte wants Richarlison to join his potent attack, consisting of Golden Boot winner Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, after the Italian boss guided Spurs to their first Champions League finish in 3 years. In this report, it says that Richarlison is currently on holiday following the end of the Premier League season, but is said to be interested in the projects at both clubs, while apparently disregarding talks of a move to Arsenal. The 25-year-old endured one of his worst goal-scoring returns since arriving in the Premier League, scoring just 10 league goals last term. But strong interest remains from top European clubs, with his current contract at Goodison Park expiring in 2024, and Chelsea and Tottenham are expected to be front of the queue. It states that Tottenham are currently reported to be in the driving seat for the deal, but Chelsea's recent interest could play to Everton's benefit as the two clubs battle it out in the boardroom, hiking up the price. Tottenham have looked to make an aggressive start to the window, wasting no time in snapping up Ivan Perisic from Inter Milan, and on Tuesday agreeing a £25 million deal for Brighton midfielder Yves Bissouma. Both PSG and Real Madrid were rumoured to be interested in Richarlison, but Spurs and Chelsea look set to be the main contenders for Richarlison's signature. Now, reports have been published by Tutto Sport and the Sun newspaper, and they are both stating that Spurs have had an offer for Udinese fullback Destiny Udogie rejected by the Italian club. The 19-year-old enjoyed a sensational season, scoring 5 goals and providing 3 assists in 35 games for the Serie A side, and his form hasn't gone unnoticed. The reports are claiming that Juventus have also had a bid rejected for the teenager, who is valued at around £14.6 million, and his current employers are in a strong position as he is contracted to the club until 2026. In the report from Shoot, they are stating that Antonio Conte has always been an admirer of fullbacks and wingbacks and has overseen vast improvements to the likes of Ben Davies and Matt Doherty during his short spell at Spurs. A report has just been published by Team Talk, and they are stating that Juventus are chasing a summer deal for Spurs star Lucas Moura. Italian giants Juventus are reportedly chasing a summer deal for Lucas Moura, with Tottenham already said to have quoted their price for the winger. In this report, it says that Lucas Moura played 45 games in all competitions last season, scoring 6 times. Despite that, the flying winger is still said to be one of the players who Tottenham are ready to offload this summer. It then states, according to reports in Italy, Juventus are weighing up bringing him to Italy. There were reports last week that Antonio Conte was keen on keeping Moura as a more than useful bench option, but that all appears to have changed following interest from Juventus. In the report from Team Talk, it then states that Juventus are hoping to use their good relationship with Tottenham to secure a deal for Moura. Then back to the report in Italy, they are stating that the fee mentioned is around £17.1 million, the equivalent of €20 million, which would represent a loss on £8 million on the player that Spurs signed for £25 million from PSG back in January 2018. And lastly, in the report from Team Talk, it says overall, Lucas Moura has a record of 38 goals in 202 appearances for Tottenham. His most memorable outing for the club came when he scored a hat-trick in the Champions League semi-final at Ajax in 2019 to take the club to its first ever Champions League final, which they eventually lost to Liverpool 2-0. And lastly, don't forget the Premier League fixtures for the 2022-2023 season are out on Thursday morning, 9 AM UK time. Who do you think Spurs will get on the opening day of the season? My guess, my prediction is Nottingham Forest away. Now, my thoughts on these stories in this episode. Let's start with the Lucas Moura one. Apparently, Juventus are interested in signing Lucas Moura for €20 million. I'll tell you what, if this is a genuine offer from the Italian club or another offer from another club comes in, for similar money, then if I was Spurs, I would accept this offer, and I would expect Tottenham to do that as well, because he has said, Lucas Moura has come out and said a number of times that he wants to go back to Sao Paulo when his contract ends at Spurs. So he is fully expecting that he is going to leave Tottenham Hotspur Football Club either next year, the summer of 2023, or the summer of 2024 on a free transfer. Now, I can't see Tottenham Hotspur doing that. So I think if a genuine, decent offer comes in for Lucas Moura this summer, I believe that Spurs will accept it. And in fairness, and being very honest and frank about it, in my opinion, I think that we have had the best of Lucas Moura. Of course, he is always going to go down as a Tottenham Hotspur legend. For that night in Amsterdam, I was there in Amsterdam. I tell you what, it was probably one of the best days of my Tottenham Hotspur supporting life, and Lucas Moura provided that moment, unbelievable moment. But I do think that we have seen the best of Lucas Moura, and I think that Antonio Conte probably believes that he can get a better player in this transfer window than Lucas Moura. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if Lucas Moura ended up leaving the club this summer. Now, the one that Spurs have had a bid turned down for fullback Udogie, to be honest, I think that if Spurs signed a 19-year-old inexperienced fullback anyway, I wouldn't expect him to be a starter in the Premier League and a starter in the Champions League. So I wouldn't worry about that one too much. And as we all know, Fabio Paratici has so many targets that he is working on at any one time. So I wouldn't be at all surprised that we've had a bid turned down. Chelsea have joined the race to sign Spurs target Richarlison. I would expect there's going to be an awful lot of interest in Richarlison. In my opinion, he's a quality player, and I think that he will bring a lot to Spurs if we signed him this summer. Now, the Villarreal one is really interesting because, of course, their CEO has come out and said that they want to sign Giovanni Lo Celso on a permanent deal, but talks have not started or begun yet with Spurs. I'm not at all surprised by this, to be honest, because Spurs are actively looking for a centre-back. We know that there is interest from Spurs for Pau Torres, the centre-back at Villarreal. So I think that if they desperately want Giovanni Lo Celso, then Fabio Pracci, Antonio Conte, Daniel Levy and the rest of the board are probably saying, well, if you want Giovanni Lo Celso, let's do a deal and let's involve Pau Torres. I think it's a great move from Spurs. But just to be very clear, I do fully expect Giovanni Lo Celso and the likes of Tanguy Ndombele to leave Tottenham Hotspur Football Club this summer. Now, thanks for watching and thanks for listening. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button. Also, like and share. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And also, please do check out the channel sponsors, OneFootball, Zooch Converters, William Hill, and Live Football on TV. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.